and it was very interesting to listen to a delegation speaking with such authority. It was a high-level delegation and covering, with expertise, covering all the main issues of concern to us. If we weren't able to pursue some of the issues as much as we're sure you would have liked to, as much as we, not least follow up to the last set of responses, that's in no small measure attributable to the fact that the responses of Israel to our list of issues were simply not addressing many of our main concerns. Another issue is the question of torture. The very fact that the state party maintains the notion of a defense of necessity to a crime, a human rights crime, that the overwhelming, the unanimous, I think, view is that there is no defense of necessity to the crime of torture, is if nothing else, asking for a certain amount of skepticism in relation to what happens to victims. On the question of interrogations, the same thing applies. It is encouraging to hear that at last there is a genuine independent inspection of ISA interrogation in that it's no longer an ISA official representing the DPP's office in looking at the issues, but it would still it's still going to be important for us to see in practice what the new system can deliver, bearing in mind that it's already stacked against the detainees. 15 days incommunicado detention, even taking on board what I understood to be the case, that there is now no longer the possibility of prolonging even that period. That's what I understood by Mr. Schondorf. If I've got that wrong, I'd be glad to have it put right. But even then, the 15-day period is exorbitant, and it does, in fact, whatever the purpose may be, it does, in fact, create the potential for very serious abuse. And certainly the information from NGOs, including very respectable NGOs, forget some of the more exorbitant ones that Mr. Schondorf referred to and rejected a little bit earlier, the more standard ones, including the so-called moderate physical pressures that were, except in case of necessity, found to be unlawful by the Israeli Supreme Court, or even just simple physical brutality, that the large number of those that have kept coming forward, it's very hard to believe that they are not happening, and if they are happening, that they're all justified by the defense of necessity, and if so, there's manifest the problems of the defense of necessity. So far, I'm not aware. Again, I'd be glad for future information to tell us if there have been any prosecutions ever of those responsible for interrogation of security detainees in the context by the ISA.